So Ahsoka season 2, um we got a pretty big rumor going around with Ahsoka season 2 that it is confirmed that we are getting Hayden Christensen back,
Let's go.
but it's also been rumored that we're going to get Ewan McGregor back
Mm,
and Natalie Portman back.
he wasn't at the panel.
Eh, I say make it a live action Clone Wars. If they're bringing the gang back, why
Dude,
not?
if we got a live action Clone Wars, this would be
I can die.
what
After I see it, I can die.
what I guess what stage of the Clone Wars would you pick? It has to be before Revenge of the Sith.
Well, look, you're getting Hayden Christensen back. Obviously, we're going to either get scenes with him as a Force ghost in the present time, or we're going to get more flashbacks. If we're getting more flashbacks, we're going to have him and Ariana Greenblatt, the actress who played young Ahsoka,
Mhm.
in the flashback. So we're already going to have that. So it's going to be Clone Wars era. If we're
Mhm.
getting Ewan and Natalie, we're having Clone Wars Obi-Wan, Clone Wars Anakin, Clone Wars Padme, and Clone Wars Ahsoka in live action.
And we got
So
Jar Jar back.
did you say Jar Jar?
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it all for this show. No, I'm just kidding. But Misa can only hoping, you know. But yeah, I would be really excited to see uh flashbacks. I don't want to see. I mean, it would have to be flashbacks because Padme isn't part of the Force. You know what I mean? So like, we can't
Right.
get Force Ghost Padme. That would absolutely break the entire internet over
We
Star.
did we did get a Force Ghost on Solo.
That
This
Star
guy,
Wars
ladies and
doesn't
gentlemen,
count.
for those who are listening in, this man just took a sip of his was it Dr. Pepper right before answering that. He was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Danny
Look,
over
Dr.
here with this.
Pepper, if you're watching this, Dr. Pepper, free sponsorship.
Danny over here is like, oh man, I gotta answer his stupid questions.
Yeah. Dr. Pepper, if you're watching Rodian Radio, we'll gladly take sponsorship from you. Free marketing. I'm
Mhm.
available. Phone call. All it takes. Once we get in with Dr. Pepper, it's going straight to Lucasfilm. Like we're just we're gonna rage we're gonna storm the gates. We're taking Kathleen Kennedy out of there.
Oh, I'm not part of that.
Yes, you are. You will be part of that. And I'm pretty sure everybody listening
This
will be
man's
part of that.
kidnapping me.
So we're gonna get Ahsoka season 2. What
Mhm.
else from Celebration did we get announced?
We
Vision season 3 and Andor season 2. That will
Yep.
be out this Tuesday by the time you're listening to this. So by next week's episode, we will be giving our review on the first 3 episodes of Andor season 2 based on the
Mhm.
trailer. I think it's going to be really good. I know I said that with season 1, but
I want to see how long we last on it. I mean, I have a feeling this season is going to be better than the first. Like,
oh
and
yeah,
I've
for
only
sure.
watched half of it, so um, I did a little bit of summary catch up on the last 6 episodes I missed. I don't think I missed that much to be honest, but I'll still, I'll still cheer for it. Still Star Wars, it's I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Take it. I'll give it the same treatment, as I gave Acolyte. It's new. It's something I didn't hate Acolyte, by the way. I thought Acolyte was all right. I didn't
Let's
think it
go.
deserved to
Yes,
be
does not
hated.
deserve the hate it got.
Yeah, like that was too much. Like it was like I don't know. But anyways, like yeah, hopefully Andor does pretty well. I think that's it, right? They're not gonna make any more after that.
Yeah, so initially Andor was going to be 5 seasons, and each season was going to be a year
Wow.
leading up to Rogue One. So
And we
Andor
still don't
season
have an
one,
Obi-Wan Kenobi season.
and so Andor season 1 took place 5 years before Rogue One. Andor season 2 was going to be 4 years, and then so on and so on. But they're taking
Right.
Andor season 2, and they're taking 4 years of that story. So there's 12 episodes in season
Mhm.
2.
Right.
So every 3 episodes is going to be a year. So
Oh,
the
interesting.
first 3 episodes is year 2. The next three episodes is year three, and then year four, year five. And so by the time we get to the season finale, it should blend right into Rogue One. Now, what terrifies me with this is Diego Luna himself,
Mhm.
Cassian Andor, made it publicly known that this season is going to change the way we see Rogue One. That terrifies me
Why is
because
that?
I think Rogue One is a beautiful film the way it is.
Mhm.
I don't want to have something change my outlook on that movie for the worse, if that makes sense.
Mm. I think when they say that, it's a little bit of marketing, right there.
Yeah.
It's like the story's already been
You want to talk
told.
about that? Let's talk about Ewan McGregor lying to our faces for years and years and years about not coming back as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hey man, he's better than Tom Holland keeping a secret. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, at least he didn't reveal the the Kenobi poster on a live stream before the show even came out.
I know.
But yeah, it is all marketing. It just terrifies me because I don't want my viewing on Rogue One to be diminished.
I don't think so. I think again, it's just like a marketing thing, it, I think Andor is being very careful in how they're approaching into Rogue One because we know like how Rogue One goes. I feel like I mean we have what I forgot his name. But it's that dude with the white cape that they
Director Krennic.
yeah, the director Krennic and
That's
every
what I'm excited to see. I
yeah.
like
So
that character.
I'm very
We were this
surprised.
close to greatness.
I'm very surprised that he brought him back. But yet again, he was in that terrible Marvel show.
Yeah, Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Let's not even
So
get involved with Marvel. Oh my goodness, it's
no,
killing me.
they're a sinking ship over there. But
Although I will say Daredevil Born Again, fantastic show. Definitely recommend it if you like the Netflix series. It
mhm,
is a lot
I
darker.
recommend it.
It is a lot darker than the Netflix series, but it's basically season four of Daredevil. It's fantastic. It was one of the best things I've seen come out of Marvel since probably Infinity War.
Okay. Nice, nice.
But yeah, Marvel's just Marvel and Star Wars, man. They're sinking right together, neck and neck.
Let's hope Star Wars ends up on better terms. But
I hope so.
but I think Andor. I want to. You know what? I'm gonna make a wild. I'm gonna make a hot take.
You heard it here
Va
first.
Vader's gonna show up in one of these episodes.
What? Nah, we're
Yeah,
reaching now.
yeah, that's reaching.
Everybody,
But
Hayden
like,
Christensen coming back for Andor season two.
yeah, no, we're gonna get like a little glimpse of Vader in there. There's
I could
gotta
see
be.
that. I honestly could see that.
Like,
Maybe a
I
CGI
don't think.
Tarkin.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get like a
You know
Rogue One ending scene,
what
but
would be wild is if somehow Palpatine returned in Andor season two.
dude, they're gonna keep using that guy until he's like 90.
He is 90.
Oh, is he really?
And I think he's pushing 90, close
Oh
to
my
it. Let's see.
God.
I'm not sure. Us look that up. Ian
I don't
McDiarmid.
think he's 90. I don't think so. I would say he's in his late 70s.
Ian McDiarmid. Not McDonald. Ian McDiarmid. Let's see. How do you spell his name? Ian McDiarmid. There we go. All right. He is 80 years old.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah. He was born 1944.
Mm,
Wow, just think about that. World War II ended almost 80 years ago.
yeah, you're just calling them a boomer.
Yeah, I would, I would love to see. If I ever get the chance to like just meet some of the actors that are still with us, Harrison
Mm,
Ford,
yeah.
Mark Hamill,
Mhm.
Ian McDiarmid. There's not really many left out of the original Star Wars. A lot of them
There
have
really
already
isn't.
passed and gone. But I would like to sit down and just ask them what their favorite Star Wars meme is, just to see what they say. I completely would expect Harrison Ford to be like, What's a meme? You know,
Right. Yeah. Have you seen the memes where like when you ask Harrison Ford about Star Wars questions and he turns into the Red
I don't
Hulk?
care. Yeah, I don't care. What's a red Hulk?
I know, man.
Oh, have you seen the clip where it's like Harrison Ford? I think it was Jimmy Fallon. He's like, "What did it feel like to come back on?" This was when The Force Awakens was coming out,
Yeah.
and Jimmy Fallon's like, "What did it feel like to be back in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon next to Chewbacca?" And Harrison Ford response is, "I got paid." Oh, geez. But
Did,
yeah, there's that. I got a little clip here of Dave Filoni talking about what we can expect from Ahsoka season 2. So he says we're gonna get more You know, I love who doesn't love Chopper? You know, I mean,
that's right.
war
We got a live
criminal,
action too.
war criminal of the Galactic Civil War, and voiced by Dave Filoni. I don't know if
Mm,
many people knows that, but he was voiced by Dave Filoni. Of course, it's not really hard to just, you know,
mhm.
but Dave Filoni also voices another character that is rumored to be in Mandalorian and Grogu, which is Imbo, the bounty
Oh,
hunter
okay.
from the Clone Wars. Dave Filoni voices that character as well, and I'm hearing that Imbo is going to be the main villain of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which I'm excited to see where that goes. I don't
Embo's the dude with
the hat.
the fidget spinner hat, right?
Yeah, the fidget spinner hat. Yeah,
Mhm.
riding it down the snowy slopes. That one episode. I mean, let's be honest, the Clone Wars was on some crazy stuff back in the day.
Yeah. Like, well, yeah, you saw like war crimes. You saw like, dude,
Oh,
remember them?
the
They started,
501st, the 501st has so many war crimes. It's not even funny.
dude. Star Wars is a whole nother level of, just a bunch of deep things we can get into on that. But overall, like, I think the direction that they're going in, I'd say these 5 years or these next 5 years of where direction is going is significantly better than the last 5 years because it started off pretty well with Mando season one, season two, right? And then, we kind of had a bumpy road there. And, within that 5 year span, I'd say maybe half of the Star Wars content was decent, and then now
60-40.
yeah, 60/40, yeah. But I feel like now they're shifting the direction in terms of the stories. Like there is still a lot to tell. Like, I just think
They're
they've
not
been, they're
consistent. That's their problem.
I think they're playing it safe. I don't know why they want to play it safe when they have years of content that they can use, because like fans
Oh,
are more
if you want
more
to
than
ask
happy.
Kathleen Kennedy, well, they don't have anything to go off of.
Oh man, I don't know. Like those are the type of people that don't know how to turn on the computer. But like it's just
I'll
I
never
don't know.
forget the day that I was watching Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Mhm.
one of the best movies of all time. And I'm watching the credits, and there's her name, Kathleen Kennedy.
She was in a lot of things, man. She was a lot of things.
And my first thought was, this really deplenishes the movie for me. But my second thought was, well, she wasn't a high up at that point, which is why
Mhm.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the best movies of all time.
Right.
And then, George Lucas decided to, which I mean, you can't really blame the guy. I mean, he was pushing age, he wanted to get out of it. The thing about George Lucas is he's such a great storyteller, but he hates telling the stories. He hates being in the business. I highly recommend to go watch the documentaries on Disney Plus about the Light and Magic, and just
Mhm.
seeing George Lucas and how he created ILM and the original trilogy and the prequels and whatnot. It's really fascinating documentaries, but the whole time you can tell George Lucas does not want to be there.
He he's the type of like dude that just likes to make the art, but then like doesn't want to like take
Just
control.
pass it to Dave Filoni.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's I
you
mean
know what I want.
he's a genius. He's definitely very creative in that art form. It's just very interesting. Like he doesn't really like mind not taking charge of his own work. Like he just creates it and it's like, all right, do something with it.
Yeah, do something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that I feel like I kind of am on the same page as you. I think what we're going to see in the next 5 years is going to be really, really good. But I mean, let's be honest. We've had the Bad Batch, which was great. We've had the first 2 seasons of the Mandalorian, which were great. Ahsoka was great. Despite what you say, the Kenobi show was pretty good. Um,
I'd say so. Yeah. I'd say I had a fun time watching it.
yeah. What else did we get? We got Clone Wars season 7. Great. We got I enjoyed the Acolyte. I'm right there with you. I want to see more of Smilo Ren, and Darth Plagueis. But
Right.
also, I mean, think about what we got. We got Andor season 1,
Mhm.
horrible. We got Ahsoka, or not Ahsoka, but Mandalorian season 3, which was a rushed production in my opinion. And
It felt a little weird, like
it
towards
did
the end.
it and what I say about the consistency, they're so inconsistent with their directors. They bring in all these directors that have never worked on Star Wars before or
Mhm.
have barely even touched Star Wars to direct these episodes. Now, granted, the majority of them are wrote by, John Favreau, Dave Filoni, whatnot. But you have somebody like Dave Filoni and you give it to a director that has never touched Star Wars before, it's going to be a huge mess.
I would say it's it's interesting in the approach that they go with finding somebody that has no um I guess like no connection to Star Wars. I think it would be easier and more it would just make sense to have somebody who is they might have not directed Star Wars because if you think about it, it's only been 9 films, only 9 directors have had the opportunity. And I think some of them were, I mean, technically, what, 6 of them, right, were available because George Lucas directed 3 of them. Actually, no, that's not true. He directed the first New Hope, right, and then the last 2 were directed by somebody else. So there hasn't been opportunity for other directors to take it. However, if you're
George
casting
was
a direct,
running running the show,
yeah,
man.
he was running the show. However, you kind of want somebody who A is on the same page with you, and two, Star Wars is one of those franchises that you actually need to be passionate about in order to like understand what you're working with. Because these directors to them, they're just characters. They
Mm-hmm.
understand that they have importance, but at the same time, I don't think they fully. I mean, from what we've seen so far, they don't fully understand the character.
True, true.
Compared to like I think Gareth Edwards should direct more Star Wars movies. Period. The guy gets it. The guy knows what the
He
fans
directed
want.
Rogue One, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows how to set the tone for a movie, and if you give him, a good creative, I guess like a good creative portion of the film, or I guess in general the whole thing, he's going to give you something really good.
Yeah.
Like he
And
understands I'm just like I'm just with Gareth Edwards. Like the reason I'm talking about him is because he's also touching another franchise of mine that I think he might pull it off, but I'm not. Um, I'm just gonna go in the same way I went with Dominion. I'm talking about Jurassic World, ladies and gentlemen, for a little bit. So Gareth Edwards is directing Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm going
let's
in.
be honest. Let's be
I'm
honest,
going.
man.
It's gonna be Jurassic Park 3 all over again.
Let's be
That's all.
honest, man. Jurassic Park needs to just die out.
You know what? I agree with that, but I'm glad for any content at that point. But anyways, back to Gareth Edwards. I think he should be given more opportunity to direct Star Wars movies because I just think the guy gets it. Like you don't need him to
Yeah.
like be like the guy can direct well. Like he knows how to set the tone. He understands the characters, but like you can give him any assignment. Like he could have made Han Solo a better movie. He could have made Last Jedi a better movie. If we gave it to him than Ryan Johnson, like definitely would have set the tone. People would have appreciated the sequels
I
a
think
little more.
Ryan Johnson just came in with a vengeance against Star Wars. I
Dude,
mean,
I don't
let's be
know.
honest.
he's had some good films, but man, the direction. Like I remember Kathleen Kennedy was saying, we gave him full control. He had control of the wheel, and I was like, all right, that's good. He gets to do what he wants. So we're about to see what he created, and it's just didn't turn out the way it did.
And many people might not know this, but Ron Johnson also directed the worst episode of Breaking Bad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was the episode about the fly. The whole episode
Mm,
was just a fly buzzing around the meth lab. Like that was the whole episode. It was the
I don't
worst
know.
episode of the whole series.
He's got some hits, he's got some misses, but he should never touch Star Wars
He
again.
just needs to stay over on the glass onion and just stay with that and don't touch anything Star Wars ever again.
Yep.
But yeah, we got a little clip here from Star Wars Celebration about Boba Fett, Tamora Morrison. We all know and love Tamora Morrison. Um, he's an actually really good singer. We're gonna play this clip here. So, what did you think about the I'm Boba Fett on my bantha?
I think he's a man of many arts. That's all I got.
He really is. That was great. I love that. That's that's really really funny. And Tamora Morrison also he gets it. I feel like
Hmm.
he loves Star Wars as much as we do, and I feel like they kind of did him dirty, with his own show.
Yeah, but I think he just went with he just I think he's just like having fun with them. Along for the ride because like I think he'll
The
just take
Polynesian Spa.
whatever project he's on, he's gonna give his 100% effort. That's all they can ask for. It's a
Yep.
when it comes to the creativity, that's in the
My
hands of the
best
writer, the
friend's a
writer.
bantha. Boba Fett and the bantha riding off in the sunset. Well, well, all right, folks. I think that's going to wrap up the show for today. Really appreciate everyone who's been checking us out. You can find us on Apple and Spotify podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube if you want to watch our episodes, not just listen to it. We're available on YouTube. We're the same everywhere. Rodian Radio, Star Wars podcast. Really, really do appreciate everyone checking us out. The best way to support us, keep listening and like and follow. And go ahead and drop a comment on the YouTube. YouTube really likes to play the algorithm. And the more you support us, the better we can do episodes for everybody. Hope you all enjoy
Mhm.
listening to our rants and our debates and whatnot. Any closing words from you, Mr. Danny?
Just want to say, just get ready for the next couple years of exciting Star Wars. I'd say it's Andor would be a good start to it for this year. I just want to say, just enjoy the next couple of years that we have for Star Wars because it's going to be building up to the movies. I'm still on board with, I believe Star Wars is going to bring it back. Like I like when um I feel like when they bring back or I was when we bring back. I'm saying like when they bring the new movies, I feel like everybody's going to be on the same page and we're all going to be excited for it.
Yep. I hope everybody went and watched Revenge of the Sith in theaters. If you never got to saw that movie when it came out, I hope you got to experience that. I know the Phantom Menace was a really big deal last year. That was really cool. But yeah, we appreciate everyone for checking us out. Again, episodes every Friday on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify podcast. Until next week, this is Rodian Radio, your home for Star Wars chit chat. I'm Chase,
This is Danny.
and may the force be with you.